I mean, if you're going to buy the call, buy the call. If you're going to buy the spread, buy the spread. But yeah, okay. I see what he's talking about here on the mistakes. Like, I don't know why anybody would do that. This is the How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast, brought to you by 10MinuteStockTrader.com, where we cover finance, stocks, options, entrepreneurship, education, and money. And here's your host, voted one of the top 100 people in finance, Christopher Uhl. Hey there, traders. Welcome back to today's How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast. Today, we have a special lesson for you. I'm putting it here on the podcast because I really believe that this is going to provide you massive, massive value. And that's what I'm trying to do here. And hey, listen, if this podcast was useful to you at all, I really highly suggest that you go check out the full trading course at AIStockTradingSystem.com. That's AIStockTradingSystem.com. Hey, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified every time we give you more tools, tips, and tricks to help you trade faster and trade smarter every single week. Hey there, traders. Welcome back to today's How to Trade Stocks and Options podcast. Today, we are continuing on our options trading mistakes series. This is number 8 by Ally Invest, and we're going to be talking about that series as we're going through here today. Now, I'm watching these videos cold, giving you my opinion on what they're talking about as we go through. So number 8 is legging into spreads. Now, legging into spreads, let me give you a quick overview on this before they talk about it. So let's say that you are selling a naked call because you feel that the market is going to go down. Selling that naked call costs a lot of buying power. Let's say it costs $5,000 of buying power. So you put the trade on and then you're like, oh, check this out. I could put on this other trade, but I've tied up all this buying power with this naked call. You could then buy a further strike out of the money call. And let's say you sold the 100, you could then buy the 105, and then you would get a large majority of that buying power back. Maybe if it was 5,000, you might get $4,500 back, something like that. And then you could go on and make another trade. So you're legging into that trade. I know traders that do this. I've talked to Simpler Trading in the past, one of those episodes, and one of their strategies that they do is if a stock's moving up, they'll sell put spreads. And if it does start to like top out or maybe start moving down, they'll then sell a call spread above it. So they'll take a bearish or a bullish trade, and then they'll make it a neutral trade by selling both the puts and the calls. So I don't know what they're going to talk about in this episode today on Ally Invest, but I mean, you can do it. I don't know why you would do it. I would just rather put on the trade that I'm going to put on anyway. So if I'm going to sell a call spread, I would just sell a call spread and not leg into it. But maybe that's why that's one of the mistakes. So let's talk about that as we go through this episode.
Today, we're going to talk about common option trading mistakes that beginning option traders make. A common mistake for both beginning and advanced option traders is the willingness to leg into spreads. A lot of benefits happen when you get into more advanced option trades, instead of just buying calls and buying puts, where you will buy an option contract and then sell an option contract as a part of a big strategy. One of the biggest things...
Well, that doesn't mean a big strategy, but yeah, I mean, he's got a point. Selling put spreads is a much higher probability trade than just buying a call outright or buying the stock outright. But selling a put spread does involve buying and selling of puts. You're not just selling one put. And I would never advocate to anybody to sell naked options because the risk on those is astronomical if it does work against you. And you have to be prepared for anything in the market because literally anything can happen. And not only is that, but like we talked about earlier, the buying power of that is going to be astronomical as well compared to if you were to put on spreads. I mean, it's just selling naked options is not a glamorous idea, in my opinion.
Things that a lot of beginning spread traders do, or even some advanced, is they want to always leg into these trades. And what do I mean by leg into it? Let's say we're buying a call and then we are going to sell a call with it. So I get a lot of people come to me and say, okay,
so it sounds like he's describing a, All right, so we can see here that he's describing a bull call spread, there's several ways to call it. I like to call it a call debit spread because you're going to pay for the call. But a bull call spread, we've had episodes specifically on bull call spreads in the past. let's just take a look at what he's saying before he talks about it. See, try and predict what he's saying here. All right, so buy the 60 call for $4.75. So your break-even price is at $64.75. You want to sell 65 call for $2.85. So, oh, you've got it for me here. I was about to get my calculator out. So the net debit on the trade is $190. So your break-even point is $61.90. Okay, let's just see what he says.
I want to buy the 60 strike call and then sell the 65 strike call against it. Is it possible that I can buy that call and then wait to see if the market goes with me and then sell the call so I get a little bit more premium? And to that person, I always like to say, well, then you're not a spread trader.
Yeah,
right? If I'm late.
That's weird. Buy the call, see if it works, and then sell the other one so that the one that you're selling costs more to make your total net debit less. Yeah, that does make sense. Why would you do that? I mean, if you're going to buy the call, buy the call. If you're going to buy the spread, buy the spread. But yeah, okay. I see what he's talking about here on the mistakes. Like, I don't know why anybody would do that.
Digging into these trades, for every time that I buy that call and wait, the market will go down just as much as it will go up. And it will hurt me as much as it will benefit me. So how do I trade smarter? Simply, when I get
trade faster, trade smarter.
Simply, when I get into more advanced option trades, we enter it all as one trade. I buy.
Yeah, totally agree. When we get into more advanced option trades, you enter it as one trade. That makes total sense. I don't know why you wouldn't otherwise. So I totally agree with what he's saying here.
I buy the call, I sell the call against it. I do it simply as a net debit or a net credit to my account, depending on the option strategy, and I don't waver from that. So when I'm specifically getting into an advanced option trade, I prefer to trade it all as one trade. Well, that's it for today.
Okay, so to cap off his point there, if you are going to enter these trades, just enter as one trade. It just makes sense to do so. You're going to be saving time, you're going to be saving money, and you're actually going to be putting on the trade that you want to be putting on instead of selling one and then buying another later. And I mean, honestly, there's a very good chance that you could totally blow it up and not even realize it because you are not putting on the trade that you intend to put on in the first place. So yeah, I agree with this. Not one that I would have picked as an option trading mistake, but you know what? Somebody along the line came up with that and they decided to put it in the content. And I'm glad they did. So we can talk about it on today's episode. So if you found this useful, make sure you like, subscribe, and enable notifications. That way you never miss the tools, tips, and tricks to help you trade faster and trade smarter. I'll see you in the next episode. Okay, so what'd you think? That was pretty incredible, right? Now, if you like that, that's only a taste, only a sample of what you're going to find in the full AI stock trading system. And I really highly encourage you to go and check this out. Obviously, you are interested in learning on how to trade, and that's why you're listening to this podcast. Now, I'm going to take and download my entire trading system that I use day in and day out onto you. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is over at the AIStockTradingSystem.com. You're going to get phase 1, 2, and 3, several bonuses, and on top of that, I'm going to walk you through over a dozen trades that I put on inside of my account, holding your hand and showing you exactly how I got in, how I got out, how I use the artificial intelligence data, and how this could work inside of your own trading portfolio on a daily basis. So make sure you head on over to AIStockTradingSystem.com. That's AIStockTradingSystem.com to learn more and to get started and to download my decade plus worth of trading experience into your hands so you can start using the AI Stock Trading System today, the 5-step system to take the guesswork out of trading. Hey, if you like this video, let me know by leaving me a like below, and then subscribe and share it with somebody you think could use it as well. Be sure to comment below with your biggest takeaway from this episode and any suggestions you have for future episodes. And finally, make sure you watch these other videos to help you trade faster and trade smarter, and I'll see you on the next episode.